he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Brooklyn, welcome to the podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Hansen.
I'm Terry too. What's up?
What's up, man? The NBA Foundation has been shaken to its core. Something that none of us could have ever seen coming. Kyrie Irving is disgruntled and has demanded a trade. Marking the third star of the Brooklyn Nets Big Three to demand a trade in the last 18 months. Terry, when I wrote that article that was like, is James Harden Brooklyn's final infinity stone? And my ultimate answer was no, and that this team was never going to win a championship and fall apart. I never thought it would all take place within a year and a half after me writing that article. I thought it'd be like 4 years, and it plays out like this.
Yeah.
But he's gone, man. He's gone to Dallas. Kyrie Irving in the middle of the night. Luka stole him. They only sent out Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, and a first-round pick in 2 seconds. So
yeah.
Apparently there are a lot of teams interested in trading for him. I'm sure we'll get to some of those teams and what the offers were and where Kyrie wanted to end up and how this whole thing played out. But right now, let me just get your instant reaction, man. That probably the most enigmatic guy in the whole NBA is on another coast now.
It's weird, man. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I feel like it was a little panic move for Dallas. Like, very, very panic move for Dallas, bro. But I get it. You know, your boy Luka needs somebody. He needs something, bro. Because, like we were saying for the past, year and a half, after watching this team, even after they made the Western Conference Finals and all that, they weren't good enough to win. Like, the Warriors absolutely waxed them off the court. That was a disgrace to basketball. Like watching Dallas just look at Luka like, save us. You're the savior. You're LeBron. You can do it all. He can't do it all by himself. He needed somebody. I think it's not a horrible move, but
that somebody was named Jalen Brunson, and they decided not to sign him to a 55-year, 4-year deal in the middle of last season. Then they decided not to sign him to a $90 million deal at the end of the season. Then they decide not to replace him with anybody, and we'll just let Dinwiddie and Tim Hardaway Jr. soak up all those minutes. And then predictably, we've ended up here, where we realize you need to actually have somebody else on the team who can create at an elite level if Luka's going to be doing it all in his 36 minutes on the court.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know even if Brunson was a guy. Like, I don't know if Dallas necessarily made the wrong move by not signing him.
Dude, they could have had Brunson and Kyrie. For the contract that they had originally, they could have had Brunson and then added Kyrie right now. Like,
maybe, but
then we're having a different conversation. But if Brunson's on the team too,
They just didn't want to pay for his ass. Like I get it because I don't think Brunson, Kyrie, and Luka, that shit doesn't work. Dallas, bro, like I don't even know what to think about it. Like I think it's gonna help them in the West, but you're going to get past round one, and then what? You got Kyrie and Luka. Like Dallas is giving away the 4th most points to point guards of any team in the league. Kyrie's not fixing that situation.
Well, they're bringing in a defensive stopper, Terry. A guy I pounded the table for his defensive abilities.
Nah, dog. You need stops, and that shit will every time.
Well, I tell you what, trading away Dorian Finney-Smith is not going to help him get any. The best defender on the entire team. It's like, now who's going to play defense for the Mavericks? Josh Green and nobody else?
Like, I mean, their potential lineup is going to be Kyrie, Tim Hardaway, Luka, Christian Wood, and Dwight Powell?
First of all, let me stop you right there.
Ugh.
That's not going to be their lineup. Tim Hardaway Jr. is not going to be on the same court next to Kyrie Irving and Luka.
No,
that's not going to work.
So who's going to be the other one?
Bullock? It's going to be Josh Green. It's going to be Josh Green.
That team's not good, bro. Stop. What do you think? Do you think this team is like for the West? Like I said, I think it's second round. You're good. You're gonna make it to the second round, and depending on Steph Curry's injury, I don't know how long he's gonna be out. You might be the 4th best team, maybe. I'm not sure, dude. I'm really not sure. You're not as good as the
I mean-
Grizzlies or Pelicans at full strength or the Nuggets and maybe Warriors because their defense is a little suspect, and their bench is kind of trash. So you're around there, but you're not winning a championship. You have a revolutionary player. No. Like you need to do.
They're not winning a championship, but for me, it's like I didn't expect Dallas to put in all their chips to get this star. Like I thought they were saving up all these assets and everything for like a legit number one championship guy. Like they're not going to take a risk when they put all their chips in the table. Like they're going to make sure they get a guaranteed next 5-7 years with Luka franchise pillar type of guy. And that's why they weren't really interested in the Zach LaVines of the world and the Anthony Simons of the world.
Yeah.
To this point, the Kyrie Irvings of the world. If they weren't interested enough to make a deal this past summer, like I don't understand what's changed now. You looked at this Mavericks team that beat the Suns and then lost, their second best player.
Yeah.
And then also lost Kleber, and you're like, oh, we're just going to add Christian Wood into this, and I'm sure he'll integrate into a winning situation overnight. Like, you wouldn't have paid this price last summer. I don't think that they, when they had these talks, I don't think it's been reported that they were going to give this much. So now why would you give a first-round pick, a legitimate, rotation player on a championship team in Dorian Finney-Smith?
Yeah, good defender.
For a guy who's a 4-month rental. I mean, I haven't heard any announcement of a contract extension being agreed to with Dallas. Like, a lot of times after you see this trade, you'll get an immediate extension right on the back of it. Like Porzingis did in Dallas. Where it's we'll trade you and extend you. We already had a pre-agreement before we gave these assets up that you're going to stay here long term, and you know what I mean. Like we feel a little more comfortable.
Well, that's why it was a panic move, straight panic.
Kyrie could walk in 4 months at the end of the summer. If this doesn't go right, he wanted to be in LA with LeBron.
He did.
That much is clear. He wanted to be in LA. He didn't want to be in Dallas. I'm not sure how he jives with Luka on a personality level.
Personal.
Yeah. And so he could just pack his bags like you lose in the second round, and then he goes play for the Lakers next year. And now you have Luka and nothing. Or even worse, Terry, you could sign him to a 4-year deal. Inevitably, he pulls some shit like he does every 5 months. We don't know what the next thing is going to be down the line. He's probably going to protest in solidarity with UFOs in Area 51 and refuse to play in 51 games next season.
Yeah.
But as soon as he does that, what do you think Luka's going to do? You've used all your assets up to get the second star, the second guy. He's here, and now he's causing problems. That could be even worse than Kyrie staying or not staying. Is Kyrie staying and driving Luka, your franchise player, out of the Mavericks?
I don't think it's that big a deal. Here's the thing, and I have heard that the teams Kyrie was I'm only going to go to a contender, basically, and the Nets. I mean, they gave him what he wanted. I don't think necessarily the Nets got anything great back. I like Benny and I like Dinwiddie, but I don't think either one of those guys are world beaters. But
not to contradict you, Terry, but all the reporting that's come out was that Josiah sent him to Dallas because that's against Kyrie's wishes. And that he was going to do whatever it took to not make Kyrie happy and send him to his least preferred destination.
I've heard some other shit. I've heard he'll sign with them. I've heard that he will sign with them.
I haven't seen that reported anywhere.
Yeah,
and I also saw that the Lakers offered 2 first-round picks. They offered everything. In addition to Russell Westbrook, in addition to whatever salary filler they had on their roster, they gave up both of those unprotected picks, which is clearly a better offer than what they got from Dallas. I mean, they only got 1 pick, and they said, no, go fuck yourself. We're sending you to Dallas, Kyrie. You're not going to have a reunion with LeBron in L.A. It's not happening on my watch, said Josiah.
I heard the Lakers weren't trying to give up the pick. I don't remember exactly what you said, but they weren't trying to give up.
This is according to The Athletic. The Lakers offered the Nets a package of Westbrook and 2 first-round picks in 2027 and 2029 for Irving.
Yeah, I swear I heard differently. I heard they weren't trying to give up 2. I heard they weren't trying to give up 2 of the first rounders.
I mean, this has been widely reported by like 4 different reporters. At this point, it's like shams. It's everybody. So
I don't know. Like you just hear,
and the other deals that reported that came out too were all better than this Dallas one. Like the Suns offered CP3 up for him with 2 picks.
That's insane.
Yeah. Let me see. It was Jay Crowder, Chris Paul, and a first-round pick.
CP3. That's interesting.
And they asked for 2 picks, but
that's not a horrible deal. I just heard that Pelinka wasn't trying to give up 2 of the picks, which is like makes no fucking sense. I don't know.
Listen, he wasn't, but then he got a call on a red telephone that's plugged into his office, and it says LeBron on the phone, and he picked it up, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to stay this summer if you don't trade these fucking picks." And he was like, "Okay, I think we'll trade the picks."
Now, I think that's a pretty good deal, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I wanted to see him go to the Lakers because that would have made the most sense for me to watch. Dallas is still pretty cool, but I don't know if it's going to work. And look, I don't blame Kyrie, though. The Nets said we weren't trying to give you a long term. So he was like, all right, I'm walking in free agency, or you can try to get something now. They got 1 first rounder and a couple second round picks and 2 role players. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's better than nothing. It's better than absolutely nothing. So I mean,
they weren't going to get absolutely nothing, though. Again, they had all these better trade offers. They also had an offer from the Clippers on the table.
I heard
they were
about that
giving
one.
up Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard, and 2 first round picks. Like,
so you think this is the worst deal for Dallas?
Yeah,
or for the Nets?
This has been widely reported. That Joe Tsai did this just to be a big fuck you to Kyrie Irving. Like, it doesn't matter if the other teams that you prefer to go to give us more. I'll take less to send you where you don't want to go.
I feel like that's why he should have got fired along with Steve Nash, to be honest.
He's the president of he's the owner. He can't be fired.
Get him out of here.
He owns the team.
He's doing that bullshit. If he's doing shit like that, that's just idiotic. Like, you don't deserve to own or be associated with a team if you're not trying to win. Like, that shit's fucked up. Man.
That's why I don't understand this trade. Like, this is a lose-lose trade to me. Like, I don't see who benefits from this. And no, that's not true. I picked him to my All-Star team fucking 2 days ago. I picked him. I got bamboozled, but I still picked him. But it's like, for the Nets, what are they getting back that is going to help Kevin Durant win a championship during the next 3.5 years that he's there?
Nothing. And that's the conversation.
Markieff Morris, Spencer Dinwiddie, who was already a cast-off, and we saw how that happened in Brooklyn.
Wait,
Dorian Finney-Fifth, he's all right. But, Terry, the first-round pick that they're getting is in 2029.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is going to be fucking retired in 2029. That's not going to help you at all.
I think Markieff Morris got added to one of the trades, right? Where's he going?
He's going to Brooklyn. He's part of this trade.
Oh, he's going to Brooklyn. I didn't even know he played for the Mavs. Was there a 3-team sneak around? What the fuck? I had no idea he played with the Mavs. He didn't play at all. Terry. He barely played, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah, you tripping, bro. He's like, he's definitely in the rotation.
Damn, that's
they
why
need his shooting. They need his shooting and toughness.
That's why they suck.
Yeah, this is why they suck, because they got Luka and a bunch of guys, and that's their fucking team. There's a bunch of league average replacement players and a superstar. And now it's like they gave up these assets. They gave up their pick. Like I said, for Dallas, I'm not confident that this is going to work out. If anything, I'm confident that Kyrie Irving is going to blow this up, like he always does. He blew it up in Cleveland. He blew it up in Boston. He's blown it up in Brooklyn. Why would I think he's not going to blow it up in Dallas? This is what he does.
I don't know, man. I'm confused. I think the Dallas shit isn't as bad as you think, though. I feel like they might work together. Like, if we're going to say that Luka is probably, like, personality-wise, it might not work, but, like, on the court, Luka's probably one of the better players we've seen since, like, a young-ass LeBron or some shit like that. Like,
I mean, the on-court fit is good. Like let's get that out the way. We saw how Kyrie operated next to LeBron in Cleveland. Like this is going to be returning to a similar role for him that we know that he can excel in. But personality and leadership wise, Luka is not LeBron. And at that time, everybody understood it was LeBron's team, and he was Batman and Kyrie was Robin.
Yeah,
that's the big reason Kyrie wanted to leave, to prove that he was Batman. And now that he's coming back to Dallas, Kyrie Irving, he's like, oh, no, this isn't I'm not going back to be Robin. I'm going back to make the Avengers. You're Iron Man, and I'm Captain America, Luka. And it's like, no, dude, you're the second banana. And if he doesn't, like, realize that and tries to make this the Kyrie show and is subliminally sending messages to Luka through the media and doing all this other type of bullshit that we know that he's going to do, you think Luka's going to want to stick around in Dallas on a team that can't get him any more help because they fucked up all their resources chasing Porzingis and Kyrie Irving? For the foreseeable future, that's what they stuck with.
Hey, he can't leave until 2026, so
he can leave tomorrow.
Who, Luka? Or are you talking about Kyrie?
Luka.
He can't leave. He can't leave. The fuck's he gonna do?
Ben Simmons got traded with 3 years left on his deal. Kyrie Irving got traded with 2 years left on his deal. Kevin Durant demanded a trade with 4 years left on his deal. Like, to act like, being on the move, 3 years left on your deal is not crazy. Anthony Davis had 2.5 years left on his deal. Like, this is the NBA that we're in now.
I just don't see that shit. And I don't know. Wait, so they got Markieff Morris in Dallas, Kyrie Irving in Dallas.
No, Markieff Morris is in Brooklyn. He's been on Dallas all season, Terry.
I swear I thought he's been on Brooklyn and they're trading him to Dallas. I swear to God. I don't know why I'm tripping. But I think it's going to work on the court, bro. Like, I understand that Kyrie's like a fucking wild card or whatever. But
nah, you're right.
But like, right. What else is
Terry? I'm the one who got him flipped. I got to take this L.
You're good. You're good.
I got to take this L. Marcus is on the Clippers. Markieff was on the Nets. He's now on the Mavericks. No, I got to take this L.
No, it's fine. We ain't worried about that. No, I'm saying is like, yeah. What else is Kyrie going to do to disrupt a team? Like, then do we really?
Well, that's a fun thought exercise to play. In fact, that could probably be a whole podcast, just coming up with ideas on how Kyrie Irving could dismantle this team and derail them.
What else is he going to do? And honestly, bro, if the Nets owner or president wanted to do this type of shit, that's on him. But all I have heard is that the Lakers didn't want to give the pick. If they did it last minute, then that's
where
cool.
Are you hearing that?
That was originally when the trade first happened. So I guess different shit has happened during the next couple of days.
I was like, even Brian Windhorst said they were giving up two. I just put in the 2 picks.
And like when they were talking about it on ESPN, I only have been looking at that. I think when the trade happened and like yesterday, unless they started talking about it last night and this morning, I didn't hear shit. But I don't think Dallas is better.
This is a lose-lose, man. When you're motivated by spite, you're never going to really have your best intentions.
It's a lose for the Nets, but I think the Mavs are better. Because, I mean, what did we say? What's the separation between, the 4th seed and the 12th seed?
But who cares? They're not better enough. Like you said, you might win one round. Like, who's going to play defense?
Nobody.
Like, last time I checked, that's more important than offense in the playoffs. And actually, Brooklyn just got better on defense. They might actually be better this year.
And the only thing I think will kind of be weird is like the off-ball shit for Kyrie. Because surprisingly, this year he's shooting a low percentage from 3. And he's shooting, I think, like 31% in corner threes or some shit. So if he's just standing around watching Luka and we're like, oh yeah, Kyrie's a great spot-up shooter. Is he though? He's okay. He's more of a dribble. He's like J.R. Smith. He needs 2 dribbles before he shoots. I swear to God, It's weird as fuck. But
I'm not concerned about the on-court fit. But once, we're 4 months into the season and Kyrie Irving is posting about the actual history of Slovenia, like we may be in a different place.
All right. So we figure we know what Dallas is going to do. What do you think the Nets are going to do? I say blow that motherfucker up and trade KD as soon as possible.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Obviously the second part of that shoe that has to drop, it also includes trading Ben Simmons. Because what's the point of having all this and then we'll have Ben Simmons? Like, I guess that'd be good if you want to tank, but I don't even think they have their own picks like this year.
Barely playing though, right? I mean, I don't know. He sucks. He's not even worth talking about. Where's KD going to go? Do you think he's staying sold out?
I think if I'm Joe Tsai, I'm like, I've already proved that I'm a stubborn ass. Like, I might just make KD stick around for 4 years just to have control of him and let him leave for nothing, just to prove that I'm an owner and you're a player.
I mean, when KD plays, the team's good. They're a good team with just him. With just him and everybody else, they're going
to be good without Kyrie too. Like after this trade, the thing is it's the same thing with Dallas. Your ceiling is lower now. It's like your floor is higher probably, but your ceiling is lower. Yeah. And even if you do work in the first round, this team is currently constructed is going to get demolished by the Celtics in the second round or the Sixers.
They might lose in the first round to like Cleveland. And I might dare say if they sneak around and like play possibly the Knicks, depends on like their big man situation, if Mitchell Robinson's going to play or not. But I can see them losing to like the Hawks or the Knicks or the Heat. The Heat are sneaking around in the 6th seed. So whoever's the 5th seed, I got them beating Brooklyn. Yeah. And Brooklyn's going to drop.
The Knicks aren't winning a playoff series this year, man. Give up on that right now. It doesn't matter who they play. They're not winning a playoff series this year. The Knicks suck.
If they play the Nets with no Kyrie, just KD.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm still picking the Nets in that one.
All right.
But for the Nets, it's like we talked about your assets that you're getting back don't help you to win this year, really. And I'm not sure how much value, that Dallas pick in 2029, it's probably going to be a good pick if Luka leaves and Kyrie drives him out of the fucking city. But that doesn't convey for 6 more years. And your best player is only under contract for 3 more years. So you're capped out with Joe Harris and with Ben Simmons and with Kevin Durant and with Dorian Finney-Smith, like Seth Curry. This is your team. Like, you guys are in the luxury tax. You don't have a lot of other moves to make and room to maneuver around. Like, that's the way to go. So, Terry, who's top of your Kevin Durant trade list?
Phoenix. Phoenix is number 1. I don't think Miami has anything to get back. I remember in the beginning, when we were talking about who were Kevin Durant's trade destinations, and he picked the 1 seed in the East and the 1 seed in the West. So Miami now doesn't really have any viable options to trade for him. Phoenix still has the same package. They're just kind of sitting there waiting. Can we get him or not? I think they're probably the number 1 suitor. I really don't see him going anywhere else besides Phoenix, bro. Like, who else do you think he can play for?
I could see him going to a bunch of different places, but I think he'd be good in Phoenix next to Booker.
Yeah,
would they be sending Ayton back or CP3?
I think it'd be Ayton. I don't think.
Or would it be Bridges?
If you give away Bridges, you ain't winning. I think you got to keep him. You have to find a way to keep him. If that's giving more first rounders away, I'd do it. Because if you got Devin, you still got Devin Booker. So, if you keep him and other players around him, I think they'll be straight. Because Devin Booker's figured it out since his first 3 years when they weren't winning and he was scoring a lot of points to now. He's kind of figured out, being more of a facilitator and a scorer at the same time. And with CP3, of course, it helps. But, we saw last year, CP3 was out a decent amount of time and they still won, 60 games. So, I think he's kind of figured that out. So, if you got to find a way.
For the Suns, though, even if they made this move, I still don't think they'd be the favorites to win the title.
With KD,
Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Yeah. The rest of your team, who are you playing at the center position? You'd have to make another trade to shore that up. Are you going to count on Chris Paul to play point guard 36 minutes a night in the playoffs?
He breaks down every time.
Are you going to be able to count on him to keep people in front of him when you don't have a center who can protect the rim? I
think you got a better chance, though. Because
they got a better chance for sure. But even if they I'm saying, what is it when you make an all-in type of trade? You got to think, what does this guarantee me?
What's your ceiling?
For Phoenix, what this guarantees is second round, but nothing beyond that.
With
Nothing
Kevin
beyond
Durant, I think it's Western Conference Finals.
with Bismack Biyombo playing center.
If you got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and Mikal Bridges, I think you got to go to the Western Conference Finals. Like you Kevin
Is
Durant.
it guaranteed though? Is it guaranteed that you're in the Western Conference Finals,
Bro, peak healthy KD, and especially because Kyrie had 30% usage and Kevin Durant was still scoring 30 a game. Kevin Durant is when he's healthy, bro, he might be the best player in the league. So
Yeah,
that's
I have no questions
fine.
about Kevin Durant. It's about the point guard spot and the five. Like the skeletons of the team.
I can't work.
The point of attack and defending the rim.
I think it helps PG or CP3 because he doesn't have to have the ball as much. If you got Book, Durant, and Bridges being who he is now, that's going to help him out a lot. Like you can decrease CP3's minutes in the playoffs because you can win easier games in the first round and possibly the second, depending on who you play. So it helps a lot.
I mean, undoubtedly, adding Kevin Durant is going to make your team better.
Yeah,
but
at the
Phoenix with Kevin Durant, I don't think they're better than any of these next teams that I'm going to list who, still have the possibility of trading for KD.
Go ahead.
The Grizzlies.
They're falling off right now, though. But keep going.
Yeah, but all that changes when you swap out fucking Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bane for Kevin Durant.
They got the money for that? I got to check their contract situation. But yeah maybe.
Dude, they got fucking 11 guys on their team. They could make like a 4-for-1 trade.
I heard they wanted them too.
Yeah, they better be interested. Like your team is falling fucking apart. Like you better be interested right now. If he went to the Grizzlies, if he goes to the Grizzlies, they have a much higher ceiling than the Suns.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
That's higher on my list. The Pelicans. I don't know what they're waiting for on this Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. Are these guys going to be able to be the backcourt of the future type of stuff?
Brandon Ingram's only played in 19 games.
He can't stay on the court. You can't have your best player be super injury prone and your second best player be super injury prone. We saw how this has worked out for the Clippers for 4 seasons. Okay.
And they're sneakily in the 4th or 3rd spot right now, though. Quietly, just like Kawhi, sneaking up the way.
Sneaking up, but the guys are actually playing more now that Kawhi is getting back.
Yeah.
But for the Pelicans, it's like, hey, man, you got all these assets from the Anthony Davis trade. Like, you got the young star. What are we really waiting on for here? Go ahead and get yourself some fucking insurance in case Zion gets hurt. You guys will make the playoffs even if Zion plays 45 games a season if you have Kevin Durant on your team.
Yeah, the Pelicans is a good one. I can fuck with that.
Pelicans, they'll be better than the Suns if he went to the Pelicans, no doubt in my mind. You mentioned the Miami Heat, who also I think would be better than the Suns if they trade for Kevin Durant. If you have that core of KD, Bam, and Jimmy, like that's a championship level team.
Who's the point guard? That's their big problem.
Gabe Vincent.
He ain't good enough.
He's better than Chris Paul.
Jimmy Butler better stay healthy. Bam better stay healthy. You said Vincent is better than okay. I'm not. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna be toxic. Go ahead.
Only one toxic boy on this podcast today.
Whatever Miami gives them back isn't good enough unless they give them their first round picks for the next 4 years.
No, it's going to be like 4 first round picks, Tyler Hero.
I don't even
pick
want
whoever else you want.
I don't want your first rounders if you're going to the playoffs every year. Like, that's a waste of my time. Waste of my fucking time. Like, the amount of guys that are good first round picks.
But that's going to be any team that trades for KD. You're going to assume those picks aren't going to be good once they have Kevin Durant and another star.
But Dallas 2029, that might be fucking top 5.
Yeah, but that's also not with Kevin Durant on their team.
No, not anymore. He's going to be retired by the time 2029 is coming around.
Yeah, I feel it. But I'm saying it's not like Kevin Durant went to Dallas either. You know what I mean? Like, those picks would be shitty if it was the Dallas 2026 pick and they had Kevin Durant. Who would want that? So that's another one. I think Miami would be really good if they had him. Plus, they got the Heat culture that he's pined after. He can kind of do the LeBron chapter if he does the same thing Bron does. Like,
we'll see. I don't know.
It's all there. I think they'd be better than the Suns.
That's if he comes back too. His injury is pretty fucking bad. But anyways, keep going.
Are you ready for my ultimate sleeper team, Terry?
Go ahead. Minnesota?
The team that I actually want to see him go to?
Good.
The number one team in the West, the Denver Nuggets.
How's he going to get there?
Let's stop waiting for Michael Porter Jr. to turn into Kevin Durant, and let's turn him into Kevin Durant. Michael Porter Jr., he's the backbone of the deal. You guys can have fucking Bones Highland and like 4 first-round picks, whatever you want. Go take Michael Porter Jr., a blue-chip young player. You can have Zeke, Najee, Bones, whoever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
4 first-round picks. Have the time of your life. Now we got a 3-level scorer who can do it at any time next to Kevin Durant, Jamal Murray. Nuggets win the next 4 championships.
Hey, Rudy Gobert got 4 first-rounders?
4.
Yeah, reset the market. I'm going to need 6 first-rounders for Kevin Durant. So, if I can get that on the double, that'd be nice.
Sure.
Cool. I'll take 6.
Yeah.
4, not enough.
I tell you what, but you got to count Michael Porter Jr. as one of the picks. We'll give you him, 4 picks, and a swap. How about that?
If I'm the Nets, I can't do that. Maybe. Porter Jr.'s injury prone as fuck. So that might be a wash.
But he's also has the upside that's higher than any other player you're probably going to get back in this deal. And he's been the third banana like the whole time. Who knows what he could be like as the number one guy on the team.
I know what he can be. Bradley Beal. Getting up points with no defense. I'm good.
Hey,
just give me the picks.
The Nets don't know that, though.
No Porter. Cash considerations. I don't even want Porter. Leave him. You can fucking have him.
All right. You could have Aaron Gordon then. We'll keep Porter.
Ooh. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know. That'd be crazy. I don't think the Nuggets are thinking about it, but that'd be interesting.
They should be. They should be. This is the type of deal. Like,
that's the championship.
Mavs, this is the type of thing that you put all your chips on the table for. A situation like this with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Not when you have one piece on your team and nothing else around it. And I'll put the rest of my chips at the table now and get Kyrie.
If they get that trade, I think that might be because Bones is I'd say he's a top 10 role player. I like Bones. His defense is still pretty bad. But you can say that about a lot of NBA players. His is pretty fucking bad.
But it's like Bones could be Anthony Simons.
Yeah.
He could be.
If you can keep Bruce Brown's KCP, and I think they probably need Aaron Gordon. If you can keep those 3 dudes, keep them out of the trade, everything else is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Like anybody else. Jamal Murray too. Take him. He can't play any fucking defense either. Take them out.
I don't know. I kind of want to keep him. But if you want
KD and Jokic, that's it. That's
keep some yeah, exactly. It's a wrap. So that's where I wanted to see it go to. Like, put the chips in the middle. Actually go for it. I know your games still aren't on TV in Denver. Maybe Kevin Durant coming to town would change that.
They're not on the Altitude Network anymore? That shit's gone. I used to watch Allen Iverson and Melo on the Altitude Network all the fucking time. That's fucked up.
Bro, I just saw the stupidest fucking meme today that made me laugh so much. This shit was like AI generated images of what Egypt used to look like 1,000 years ago before the white people came. And this motherfucker just wrote, damn, Allen Iverson be drawing like a motherfucker.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it's funny.
Right.
Oh shit, man! Oh, I don't even.
So,
know.
out of those teams, who would be like your dream destination for
the
Kevin
Suns,
Durant?
bro? The Suns.
Why do you want to save CP3's career more than I do at this point?
To save his career, but it's either the Suns or the Nuggets. That's a chip.
That's a chip.
Jokic is out here passing. KD's got to play with a nice facilitator. Like, he's great. He's a great fucking player, but it's going to be – everybody's like, oh, he's the man. He's the bloobity block. He played with Russell Westbrook, and he couldn't win a chip. All right? He played with Steph Curry. Great fucking team. Great team passing and all that shit. He won a chip.
Yeah.
He's got to be with, like, a system where they're passing it a lot, and they're doing a lot of team assists and shit, or a great point guard. Otherwise, they ain't winning shit. So, Jokic – or CP3, championship. Jimmy Butler, stop it. Stop, Jimmy. Get the fuck out of here. Bam and Jimmy, those are my facilitators.
Yeah.
Jokic and Paul, I want to see it.
I did too.
Either one. I don't think the Nuggets are going to do it, but I'd like to see it.
My top 2 would be the Nuggets and the Pelicans.
Why no Suns? I don't want to see him in New Orleans because Zion's not even gonna fucking play. Like, with all due respect to Big Zy, he just can't stay on the court. Like, he just can't. I'm out. I'm out on Zion. I wanted him to come to the Knicks, but now I'm just like, nah, I'm good. He can't play more than fucking 60
Out on
games.
Zion. Wow.
60 games? He can't play more than 60, bro. Like, come on. Am I supposed to be in love with that type of shit? That's like when I see kids and they say, yeah, my favorite player is fucking Rudy Gay. I'm like, you like the 50th best player in the league? The fuck are we even doing here? I don't like Zion. He's not playing.
Sounds like the same guy said he was out on Embiid. I don't know. I'm still on the Zion horse.
I just watched Embiid lose to the Knicks last night. Again, great. 18 for 19 from the free throw line. Oh, awesome.
Oh, so he's out of the MVP race now because he lost to the Knicks.
Hardenstein was grabbing boards on him. Julius Randle was grabbing boards on him. Embiid averages 10 rebounds a game, bro. He's fucking 7'1" and 300 pounds. Get out of here. His team sucks at defense because of him. He can't guard anybody. He can't guard any fucking point guards. Every time it was a switch, I was like, oh, bucket. And it was a bucket.
They literally have the best defense in the NBA when he's on the court. But keep going.
Watch the end of the game.
He can't guard anybody. I've watched the Sixers.
They fucking lose a lot of games. He ain't doing shit. After that Jokic game, disappointed. It's like he got satisfied all of a sudden. He's like, oh, finally.
He always does that shit. That's always been his problem.
He's got to keep going.
He plays Andre Drummond and drops 52, and then the next night plays fucking nobody, and he has 4 points. Like, this has been him his whole career.
That's why I don't like him. He kills me. But I still think they're gonna outduel Boston for the number one, but their defense is the problem. James Harden was getting picked on the whole night.
Notice how we never once proposed Kevin Durant going back home to the Washington Wizards.
No, fuck no. Nobody wants to see that.
I will say, though, they should have been in on Kyrie. Like, if there was a team that should have been in on Kyrie, it should have been the Wizards. Yeah. Why wouldn't they call and be like, hey, Bradley Beal for Kyrie straight up?
No. I'm just disappointed that the Lakers didn't get Kyrie. That shit's kind of – oh, man.
You see what LeBron tweeted?
Nah, I didn't. What'd he say?
He just said, "Is it me?"
Did you want to see that? Or what was your favorite? That was my number one. I was like, I'd like to see that again. Shit, that'd be really good.
I did want to see that, but now I'm even happier about this because this could destroy the Dallas Mavericks and Trae Young could finally leap over Luka.
You just think this dude is a team obliterator.
He is. Fine. I mean, all we got to do is look at history. He obliterated the Cavs. He obliterated the Celtics. He obliterated the Nets.
How do you obliterate the Cavs? They went to the finals the next year.
Yeah, as soon as they got rid of him.
Yep, they went to the finals with him, and they went to the finals without him. He didn't tear the team up by leaving. They still had LeBron. They were fine.
Well, I guess it's because they got good value back from him, but he still said that he wanted to stay and then left. With the Celtics, I guess here's my point. Every team gets better as soon as he leaves. The Cavs went back to the finals. The Celtics got better as soon as he left, and we'll probably watch the Nets get better too.
I was about to say, I can take that, but when people are saying he's obliterating teams, I'm like, look, when you obliterate a team, that means when you leave, they're absolute trash. When he left the Cavs, they went to the finals. When he left Boston, they went to the finals. When he leaves the Nets,
he obliterates their chances of winning while he's there.
You can kind of say that, but I mean, they still were winning while he's on. I don't know what to tell y'all. Is he a fuck up? Yeah, but the teams are still decent. And when he leaves, the teams are still good. What am I supposed to say? He's good. The teams are good. He does nothing. He's a plus minus. He does nothing at all. Everyone just loves talking about it. He literally does nothing. Like when he leaves, the teams are like, well, I mean, we're 61-20. We're a really good fucking team. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Bye, Kyrie. When he was with us, we won 57 games. Love to have you play. He does nothing at all.
Except for in the playoffs where he becomes a shell of himself.
You know what I want to see?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see when he goes into a press conference after he scores 50 games, no one in the room. No one asking him any questions. I don't give a fuck about you, dog. You say stupid shit, but you play. Cool. I don't want to hear nothing out of your mouth. I'm good. Just play ball. That's all he wants to do. I'm not asking you any questions. If he's there, I'm taking a water break. Who's the next player? Bring him on. Waste. He does nothing.
Do you think he's going to listen to anything Luka has to say?
Does it matter?
Yes. they're the two best players on a team trying to win a championship. Yes.
Does Kyrie play team ball or does he just go out there and hoop?
The last time that he was successful, he was fitting into a team concept with Ty Lue and LeBron James.
Cleveland?
Since he's gone on his personal quest to prove that he's a number one guy and has not listened to anybody, including better players he's played with, like Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant. We've seen the effect that that's had on the locker room and on the team in whole. Like, he's not a fun guy to be around. He's not a fun guy to work with. Like, would you want to go to work with Kyrie Irving every day?
If you're winning, I'll take it. Hold on. Let me
Luka every day walking to the arena is navigating a minefield of potential things that could blow up the team at any time. Like,
that is true. Hold on. I'm just trying to look at his
Kyrie. I can already see it now. Kyrie Irving hits a 3 in practice. Luka slaps him on the butt and goes, "Good shot, boy." I ain't no boy. Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. I got you. I got you. Kyrie, when they won the championship, he's such a team player. His usage rate was 30%. His average at Cleveland was 30%, and they won. His average in Brooklyn is 27%. They lost. He needs the ball more. He's a ball sucker. He's a black hole.
He needs somebody to tell him when it's time to shut the fuck up and listen. And he hasn't had that person since LeBron. And I don't think Luka's going to be that person either. And if you think playing for his idol in Jason Kidd, he's going to suddenly listen to Jason Kidd because Jason Kidd is a fucking Hall of Fame point guard. So was Steve Nash. And we saw how that went. It wasn't like there was a crazy level of reverence for Steve Nash. So,
with all due respect for Steve Nash and his playing abilities, he was great. He was a bad coach. Jason Kidd's a good coach. He's proven that he's a good coach. I wouldn't say anything better than good. He's a good coach. Steve Nash was a below average coach. I think Jay Kidd honestly has the personality to be like, all right, like, shut up and listen. We're doing this, and they kind of do it. Like, what other, like...
And then Kyrie says, okay, I'm going to join LA in the summer. I don't like being told to shut up.
Like I said, bro, everybody can say whatever they want to say about this kid. You're going to win if he's on the team, and you're going to win when he's not on the team. So it is what it is. Am I lying or am I trying? Boston and Cleveland won. That's the track record. Looks like Brooklyn's going to the finals. I'm betting on that. Hard fucking core. Brooklyn to the finals, baby. Hey, great trade, Brooklyn. You got Spencer and Jordan Finney. You're going straight to the finals. I don't know if you're going to win, but you're going to the finals. It's guaranteed. And within the 1 or 2 years, you're going straight to the finals, dog. Straight up. Straight up. I feel bad for KD. This is fucked. This is your boy. This was your boy. This is what you put your chips into. This fucking like, philosopher, bro.
Ultimately, this is what it all boils down to, is that Kevin Durant hitched his horse to the wrong cart. He decided out of all the players in the NBA that I'm going to make my super team with, that we're going to be the leaders of the new school, I'm choosing Kyrie Irving. My friend from All-Star Weekend.
Yep. Is Kyrie a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mitch Richmond. That's all you got to say every time.
How many points did Mitch Richmond have at the end of his career? Do you know?
20,000 probably. I don't know.
Kyrie's got 15,000. He's actually behind Dame Lillard, who came into the draft a year after him.
Yeah. Terry, that actually reminds me of a stat that I saw kind of encapsulating Kyrie Irving's entire run in Brooklyn.
Oh, he played in 74 games with Kevin Durant in total?
Yep. That was it. That's what I was looking for.
They played 74 games together out of 4
in 3
seasons.
Years. Yeah.
Was it 3? 3.5, I guess. 3.5 seasons. Man. So
that's the guy you pin your legacy to. And that's going to be like the career defining move of Kevin Durant's, his whole career. Like, he had a chance he could have gone with anybody. At least LeBron, he chose right with Wade and Bosh. He chose Kyrie and Harden.
Absolute hoopers. It's the KD. I'm not mad at KD. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, everybody hated him when he was on the Warriors. So I'm not going to sit here and say if he just stayed with them that we weren't going to still be like, don't give a fuck about any championship you get. I don't care. Like,
dude, wait a minute. That's another team we didn't talk about. Kevin Durant going back to the Warriors. Yeah, they have assets. They got young players. They got picks. You know, if they go to Brooklyn or like you want Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody, and 2 picks or something like that.
Maybe. How many teams are in the NBA?
30.
That'd be my 30th worst destination for Kevin Durant to go to. If he goes back to the Warriors, I'm out. I won't watch another game if he goes back to the Warriors. I'm out of here, bro. Come on, bro.
They're gonna knock on the door at least. They're gonna see what's up. They're gonna check the temperature.
Do you want to see that?
No.
Yeah, me either. I'm not trying to see that. Stop. Go to the Suns. I'd watch that. If he goes to the Nuggets, fine. Go to the Nuggets. Go to Garrett's fucking boy, Nikola Jokic. Oh, yeah. Be the fucking... If he goes there, though, he'll be good. Nikola's a passer. I'm still not giving him the MVP. Boulder fatigue. Fuck you, Jokic. Triple-double these nuts. 24 points a game, not enough. Superstar it out. I need 27.
Fuck voter fatigue. I got viewing fatigue. I'm tired of watching all these NBA fights that turn into nothing. All these hold me back moments where people just jaw at each other, where it looks like Shannon Sharp talking to fucking
Shannon Sharp was about to whoop ass though. Except for Steven Adams. He didn't even look at Steven Adams though.
Shannon Sharp has been more about it than any NBA player that we've seen in the last 5 years. But all of that changed this past weekend.
Let's go. That shit.
Austin Rivers hit a big 3 in the corner, turn and talk shit to Mo Bamba and the Magic bench. Mo Bamba just stood up off the bench and rocked this motherfucker right in the face in the middle of the game. Then went on Twitter and posted the fuck around find out graph. I will say for Mo Bamba, though, you hit first. You came off the bench. You're 7 feet tall, and yet you still lost this fight. Austin Rivers hit you in the face with like 3 good ones and tackled you to the ground.
Yeah.
While he was playing in a game. And you had the element of surprise, 100 pounds, and like 16 inches of reach on this guy. And you got starched by Austin Rivers coming off the bench.
That is true. I think he should be gone.
I think he should be the line stepper of the week.
I think he should be suspended for 40 games.
I agree.
He lost the fight. You just rocked him out of nowhere. No, you don't get to play anymore.
I really disagreed with how the NBA handled their punishments. Austin Rivers got 4 games for defending himself against a guy who came off the bench to punch him in the face. And Mo Bamba got 1 game more. 5. For not being in the game, coming on the court and punching somebody in the face. Like, how many times have we seen players talk shit to benches after a corner 3 or a big play or whatever?
Yeah.
That's why you're on the bench. You got to sit there and fucking take it. If you were good enough to do something about it, you'd be on the court. You can't just get your feelings hurt and then come off the bench and punch someone in the face and then give out the identical suspension. That's fucking crazy.
I think the suspension is weak, but Austin Rivers he was talking shit, but he was off the court. Like, he was on the sideline, like, really in their fucking face. Like, he was right in front of them. So, if he was, like, 5 feet and then Mo Bamba stepped onto the court, I would have given him that. But, like, he was right in front of his face. Like, within reaching of, like, grabbing him. So, but the suspensions are weak. I thought shout out to David Stern. He was not taking this shit. Like, legit punches, 4 games. Even the Rondo and Chris Paul shit was kind of the same. I don't know about, like, full punches only getting 4. That's kind of wild. I mean, we should see more fights.
And right,
4 games. I'm swinging. You ain't talking shit to me. Right. Everybody knock the fuck out.
Every team should have an Ivan Johnson on there. If you're only going to get a 4-game suspension, like
I'm saying. I mean,
that's not a precedent this sets that, like, you can come off the bench and just, as a scrub, punch a fucking player who's playing in the game in the face and get 1 more game than him. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And, like, this has been the latest thing in a string of NBA players acting a fool while they're on the court or on the bench. You saw Dwayne Dedman threw a massage gun into the stands and hit a fan.
Oh, was it in the stands? Damn, I knew he threw it. I thought he threw it on the court. Damn, he threw it in the stands? That's tough.
Yeah, bro. Like, he should have gotten suspended 30 games. Somebody could have fucking died. You know how big a massage gun is? Like, you get hit in the temple by a massage gun, you're fucking dead. Especially if a 7-foot center in the NBA throws it like a goddamn discus.
I have one. Hold on. Let me grab it real quick. How many games did he get suspended?
He got suspended like 6 games. The whole thing is getting out of control. Whether it was like, and it's on us as fans too, because we're egging everybody on, dude. Oh, look at that!
Look how big this thing is.
It was even bigger. It was even bigger, bro. It was one of the ones that like had multiple positions that you could put it in and shit.
Them shits are crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
even this is solid as fuck. Listen to this. That shit is fucking doing damage, dog. That's like Tom Brady throwing a Super Bowl trophy. If dude didn't catch that, I mean, goddamn.
Right. But yeah, man, it's like the NBA. I know David or Adam Silver, you're like a player's commissioner and everything, but at some point, like, you got to be a commissioner of the league and do what's right for the league. Like, this shit is starting to get out of control, dude. And then we saw, even after that, the escalation, right? We got Dwayne Dedman throwing massage guns at fans. Mm-hmm. We got Mo Bamba coming off the bench to punch players that are actually playing in the game. Yeah. And then not a day later, we have Ja Morant and his best friend. His best friend came out of the stands. It was standing on the court, talking shit to Pacers players. Talk about how he was going to shoot them. You don't know what I got. I'll show you who I am. All this other bullshit. Yeah. Then Pacers security said Morant's friend Morant and their entourage pulled up in an SUV after the game and aimed a gun with a laser pointer at Pacers security before driving away.
Yeah, I heard about that. Man. I think Ja's getting to be a little bit too much, you know? You need to win more if you're doing a lot of stupid shit. If your entourage is especially doing crazy stuff.
But hold on, before we even just get to Ja, like, the amount of shit that the NBA is letting slide and just slapping you on the wrist for, it's like they're pushing the envelope every week. Last week, we're like, man, this is crazy. Shannon Sharp almost fought an NBA player. Nothing really done about it. He comes back for the fourth quarter.
That was dope.
Oh, this is crazy. Ja Morant's best friend might shoot a player on the Pacers. Nothing is done about it.
They're investigating.
Press release afterwards.
I did see that. They're investigating it, but I don't know exactly what's going to go down with, like, some person you don't know. Like,
Obama jumps off the bench and punches an actual player in the face. Pretty much nothing is done about it. Like, Adam Silver, this shit is starting to get out of hand. Kyrie Irving gets hit in the head by a water bottle by a fan. Nothing is done about it. Trae Young gets spit on in his hair by a fan in a playoff game. Nothing is done about it.
Did he grow more hair after that? What happened?
You thought that shit was Miracle Grow?
Yeah. Was he able to comb it after that? His fucking hair is horrible.
That fan is going to bottle his spit and distribute it to LeBron and Kevin Durant.
Did you see Shaq roast KD on Twitter?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was mean. That shit was just mean, bro. Shaq is a bully, dude.
That was so funny, bro. And KD was like, damn, I just got cooked. I was just asking a simple question. Oh, my God. That shit was funny, man. It's just a lot of shit, though. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm starting to fight if I'm only getting suspended 4 games. Like a legit punch. I'm punching someone for 4 games. Did you see Donovan Mitchell when Dylan Brooks? Look, he meant to hit him, but he accidentally hit him in the dick. Donovan Mitchell threw the ball at him, fucking mushed him in his face, and then kept trying to fight him. I don't even think he got suspended for a game.
Yeah, I don't even think he got a tech.
Nah, he got a tech. They threw both of them out, but
that's what I'm saying. It probably is a double tech on some bullshit. Like,
yeah, they threw both of them out, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think look. Do we actually want to see fights? Yeah, I think the people do want to see fights, but do I want to see a bigger consequence for it? And, like, is the NBA soft or whatever the fuck because they suspend somebody for 10 games for a punch? Not necessarily. Like, you shouldn't be throwing punches in a fucking game. Plus, you get paid by using your hands. So, I mean, that's on you. I just think 4 games.
If they got fined per square up, Jordan Clarkson would be out of money.
Him and Oubre. Yo, Clarkson. Why
I saw somebody took a picture of his 4 different square up stances from this season and then like put different like uniforms on of different Mortal Kombat fighters and shit. Like he's 4 different characters with 4 different fighting styles. They had the first one, it was like the Brawler. He had both his joints. They had old dude like this, they're like the Sidewinder.
Bro, it's hilarious, man. It's just some funny ass shit, man.
Adam Silver, you got to step in, man, before this shit gets out of control. Like, if we're at the point where we're doing like pre-drive-bys after the games to settle our beefs, that's a different level than like Carmelo Anthony telling Kevin Garnett to meet him by the team bus. Like, that's a whole different level of escalation. This like some Gilbert Arenas, Javaris Crittenton type shit.
They should suspend Joe.
No one's even batting a fucking eye. Like that's the climate where it's gotten to, where people are just like, oh, ho hum, another fight, another threatening his family members, another what? This is these guys' fucking job. Like, I understand a lot of you guys have a lot of machismo and a lot of ego and a lot of pride, and you're big, strong men. I get all that, but your job is to go to work and play basketball. And I shouldn't have to worry about some scrub coming off the bench and punching me in the face because I'm celebrating after I hit a corner 3. This isn't like Rucker Park, bro. Like, there's context. You behave different when you're in different situations. If I'm out there playing at Cobb Courts or something like that, I'm not going to be as loose with my lips as I am when I'm playing in a sanctioned NBA game.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. I think Jot probably should get suspended. Maybe for like a game or 2.
Fuck yeah. Especially if it comes out that they act like if they get video of him rolling by in a car and pointing a gun out the window, you need to get suspended for the rest of the season. Like, you can't play again this year.
They probably won't, but the investigation, you can probably like, fool around with it and be like, no, I think this is true, Ja. 2 games, you're out. That might calm down his boys, because that type of shit you don't want to see. I really don't care if motherfuckers are punching each other. That's really not that big of a deal for me. Don't punch a fan. But if you're punching each other, that's on you. You get paid using your fucking hands. If you want to use them to punch somebody, break your own hand, that's on you. I don't give a fuck.
It would be one thing if it was boxing. This is a different sport.
Hey, man, baseball, they be fighting. They suspend them around the same. It's like 4 games. If you fight, cool. If they miss 4 games, this is a significant amount of money already. And they might get fined on top of it, but 4 game checks, that's a decent amount of fucking money.
Yeah, I never understood that shit, man. This shit is assault. If it's not built into the rules of the game like hockey, then you just commit a fucking crime and you should be arrested. It doesn't matter if it happens at my job, which is an NBA court, or my job, which is fucking Chuck E. Cheese. If you come into my job and punch me in the face, like, if it's not within the rules that we're playing, you can't do that shit, dude. Like, I'm sorry.
You might be right.
I don't care that you got insulted. Like, people get insulted all the time. You just can't punch people in the face because of it.
You sound like a boomer.
Yeah, this is 2023, bro. Like, certain things are going to, like, the game is going to pass them by. And we're going to, like, elevate to where it's like, wow, we just can't do that shit anymore. Like, we live in a society where everyone's afraid to get canceled, where they'll go back through the tweets that you had in high school and find one thing that you said to ruin your whole life, where it's like any little thing you say can ruin your whole career, and have one little thing can have incredible consequences. But I can just go out here and choke this guy and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Hey,
and
it's all good.
The only person who's happy about this is fucking James Johnson. He's like, shit, I might be in the league for another 15 years if they keep this up.
Yeah, these suspensions are pretty light, but
By the way, he was the person who confronted Ja Morant's friend. I think his name is Pac. And,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, Pac shut the fuck up. And he was like, I'll come back with a gun for you. Motherfuckers know better than to try blood sport. That's
true. Hey, man, I don't know. Well, that's the end of that. Hopefully that shit doesn't happen anymore. I'm gonna always do a weekly check-in on you, though. Nikola Jokic still your MVP?
Yep.
All right, he's dropping for me. I don't know.
No voter fatigue here.
He's dropping for me. The West is weak. I think it's gonna come into fruition. Come soon, really fucking soon, because they played a majority of their easy schedule in the beginning of the All-Star break. Let's see if they're still number one by a lot in the West. I'll give it to them. But
I just want to say, if it was Jokic in that car with his brothers pointing a gun at somebody this month, he'd be suspended indefinitely for the rest of the season while they investigate.
What do you mean? Why do you think there's
he wouldn't be allowed to play?
You think there's some agenda against Jokic?
Of course.
There's no agenda against Jokic. He's going to win the MVP if he stays status quo. He's going to win.
He's white, European, and looks like a dude from King of the Hill. Of course there's an agenda against Jokic.
He's going to win the MVP if he just plays regular. Like, he will win it. You know that. There's no agenda.
Unless Kevin Durant gets traded there and he's like, actually, it's my team now. I'll tell you whose team it isn't anymore, though, Terry. Jesse March and Leeds United. He was fired this morning, man. After how many games have they won this season, Terry?
4 out of 20.
Yikes.
4 out of 20, bro. And they just lost to Nottingham Forest 1-0. Nottingham only had 21 points. Leeds had 18. Comparable opponent. Didn't really seem like that. Now, I'm not going to say Nottingham, dominated the game, but Leeds got a big signing in McKinney. Decided not to start him. I get it. First game. You don't want to
just arrived in the country. Still learning English.
I understand. And he didn't really play. He didn't really play that well. And learning English, he didn't really play that well. But with the results that kind of went on with just the 4 wins on the season, do you think it was justified, like totally justifiable? Or do you think he deserved a longer chance?
Yeah, he absolutely deserved a longer chance. He took over for absolute legend in Marcelo Bielsa, inherited a team that was about to get relegated, that was old as fuck with a terrible defense. Yeah. Somehow managed to keep them afloat. Their big signings this summer were Brendan Aronson, and now they bring in Weston McKennie, who hasn't even played like a half for them, and they give the coach the sack. They sold their best player to Barcelona. Like, you thought you were going to be better after your best player leaves to go play for Barcelona? What were they expecting from this guy? Every time I watch Leeds, they're like in every game. They always dominate the midfield, and then one defender blacks out for 30 seconds and has a ridiculous Eric Garcia type of moment where he forgets that soccer is being played and loses the game for them. Or Patrick Bamford misses a fucking tap-in. Like, they're actually good. He's gotten them they play good against the big teams. They're in every game. They dominate midfield most of the time. And then these guys just waste chances and lose people at the back post. 2 guys guarding 1 guy. Fucking don't ever track a late runner into the edge of the box. It's just all these calamitous individual mistakes by his defenders. And now we're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're firing him. He got his tactics wrong. He's playing with the combined age of their back line is like 400 years old. And he's holding it together with goddamn cobwebs and shoestring and chewing gum. And his fucking new signing hasn't even got to play yet. And we're like, now's the perfect time to give this guy the boot. This is why I was nervous when McKinney went there. This is why I was nervous when Aronson went there. This is when I was nervous when Tyler Adams went there. Because I was like, it's a lot of Americans, 4 guys in Marsh, Adams, McKinney, and Aronson, who we all think are going to be a part of the future of American soccer. And all of them are about to get relegated.
I don't think so. I think the firing was, you got to win. Like, the Premier League is, it's like the NFL, dog. Like, you have to win now. Like, you're in these games, and I understand your team is bad, but I don't care. That's pretty much how they run the shit. And they spend a lot of money, just like everybody else. They played Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest spent $223 million. Leeds, they spent at least $200 as well. You got to win some fucking games.
Get the fuck out of here.
In the last 2 seasons, they spent $200.
Oh, in 2 seasons. All right. Yeah. Nottingham Forest just spent that this summer.
They're trying to win. Everybody's trying to win. It's like each week is critical. You don't want to get relegated. You lose a lot of money by getting relegated.
I feel you, but it's like, how are you supposed to win games when you don't have strikers who could score, your wingers aren't worth a shit, and your back line is retarded?
Like, I get it.
It's not like he's being out-coached out there. He's getting his tactics right. They're in every game. They got shitty players.
And they sold their best player. They sold their absolute best player. Like that. I get it, but you got to win, bro. 4 wins in 20 is kind of crazy. You got to find a way to do something. You know what I'm saying? They have 10 losses, I believe. Let me check one more time before I go crazy on these boys.
Didn't they beat Liverpool?
Liverpool's in 10th place. It's not that big a win. They're pretty bad this year.
Yeah, I know that. At the time, it was the beginning of the season. It was a pretty big win when it happened.
Yeah. They won. I think it was actually one of the first couple games, if not the first one, if I'm not mistaken. But you got to get some results. I mean, you've got the same amount of losses.
My other thing is, like, if you're going to fire him, who are you bringing in to be the coach? Because
that's something I can't answer.
Is another American who is his assistant at Leipzig, who actually just came from Manchester United with Ralph Ragnick, Chris Armas. He's going to be probably coaching the team now. He has the exact same philosophy as Jesse Marsh. He's going to be asking them to do the exact same things.
I do think he got a short hook, though. It's kind of unfair. It might be because of the name. I don't know. Because I think he's
like low-key conspiracy theory Garrett is thinking on this one.
Good.
I think Jesse Marsh may have heard some of that Mourinho noise, that Mourinho is being contacted by U.S. Soccer and that they're looking for a coach right now. And he may have been like, Leeds, if you're going to fire me after this season, just fire me now so I can get this U.S. job.
So wait, you think he can't coach?
I think at this point, he's got to be the leader for the U.S. men's national team job.
Probably, yeah. Even with the firing, I think he's still good. Did they beat Liverpool? I see a 3-0 loss to Liverpool.
I feel like they beat somebody good in the beginning of the season. It was a big
Chelsea.
win to start it off. Chelsea, that's who it was.
They beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
That's a win and a half, goddamn. But then they lost to Brighton, and they fucking tied Everton, who's in last place. I don't know. Look, it's a short hook, but when you've got the same combined wins as the bottom 3, I'm just looking at you like, hey, man, I'm sorry, dog. I know we signed an American, and I know you guys got the companionship going. I think I got to let you go. I apologize.
It is what it is. Too, this is gonna be a bad look for America if, like, America United in the Premier League gets relegated. Like, all our best players are on a team that goes down.
No, we know that. I watched the game full on, and I'm watching probably every single game.
You watched the Fulham game?
No, fuck no. I watched the Leeds game from beginning to end, and I'm probably gonna watch the rest of the games too because I feel like I'd be missing out on all the Americans overseas, low key. So I'm gonna pay attention to this because there's 3 of them on one team. Shit, I get to see 3 guys play, so I'm gonna try to stay on this one.
It used to be 4 of them until this morning.
he's just a coach. Hey,
Terry,
look,
what do you think though? Do you think he's in the driver's seat to get the U.S. job now, though?
Not necessarily. If we can get a bigger name.
I mean,
get it.
You know, Mourinho is still top of my checklist, but Marsh hits like a lot of the other things we want. Of like understanding the landscape of the youth system and the grassroots philosophy and the pay-to-play model, and he has the tactical new that he developed in Leipzig and made the semifinals of the Champions League. And
was he the coach?
Yeah, he has Premier League experience. No, that was Nagelsmann. You're right.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say.
But at least he did win in Austria with the other Red Bulls team.
Yeah.
So it's like he at least has more experience than Berhalter, and he still speaks the language, understands the culture, all that type of stuff.
I mean, Berhalter's gone. Like, I think he's out of there, unfortunately. Even he was a good coach.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't think there's an American coach that's a better fit than Jesse Marsh.
Nah. And I'd like to say, for all the people that were like, talking negatively about Gio Reyna and his family, dude just scored 3 game-winning goals for fucking Borussia Dortmund. So go ahead and suck a fat one on that one. Dude's great. Should have played. And not an excuse. Your boy Berhalter's out of here. For me, he's gone. He's got to go.
He's done. They got rid of Ernie Stewart, the president of U.S. Soccer. They're not going to bring back a previous coach that was hired by the past president.
I think
when they
if Jesse Marsh, he needs to, have the stain of any of those people that were in his life that were, of that previous regime of U.S. Soccer. I'd be like, I don't know who the fuck those guys are. I've never talked to them in my life. Because we can't have none of that. We don't need any of that shit back into the thing. It was corrupt. We fucked up. We fucked up hard. And everybody needs to go clean house and we start over anew. Jesse Marsh, I apologize, but you might not get the job because of this shit. It's unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but, we'll see how it goes. I think he's a good coach. I still
think he's the most likely coach. And if I had to bet, I'd put my money on him being the U.S. coach now.
Maybe. He might get it. Or they might go completely different. I don't know. I want Xavi.
I don't know. We got to see who's going to be the fucking the general manager of the national team, because they fired Ernie Stewart. They fired Brian McBride. They fired everybody who's responsible for assembling the team.
Mm-hmm.
They might want to hire that guy first before the coach. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But I don't even know who that's going to be. A lot of people are talking about Claudio Reyna, but that's not an option after
he
how
drastically messed up.
Yeah. And he had to even step down from Austin FC or something after the whole thing.
Yep, he did. And Austin was in the playoffs deep in the MLS.
Yeah, man. It's I don't even know who would step in and be the technical director or GM or anything like that. Are we going to go get Tab Ramos or or whatever, or the motherfucker who used to coach at Akron? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there are names, but after this stain, bro, they might just go completely.
I heard Joe Mashnick is available.
Who the hell is that?
That was the summer camp we went to in Dyke, Virginia. Joe Mashnick's #1 soccer camp. He was featured on the World Cup as an analyst, Terry. That guy.
Really?
They called him Dr. Joe Mashnick, and they acted like he was a medical expert. He's got a doctorate in philosophy, and he's a fucking soccer coach.
My man. That's dope. That's super dope. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's USA, man. I mean, I know we don't have to qualify for the World Cup. I'm worried. We're going to be good or not. I'm really worried. I don't know. I mean, the talent's there, but you still need the infrastructure of something great. So,
how long can they afford to wait before they hire the next coach? I know the next World Cup isn't for a hot minute, but it's do we really want to go a full year or something with an interim guy before Mourinho becomes available or whoever else that we're going to get?
You want to get them by the end of this year, because that's when you start playing actual games that matter and not just putting in dudes that are in their first or second or third or, 10th cap. So I think this whole year you can call it a wash, but at probably the end of this year or the beginning of next year, you need to find some people, because the 2-year cycles, that's when you find out who you got, who's going to be playing for you, who's the coach, who's the GM.
Spend this year picking the GM, picking the president, picking the technical director, getting all those guys on the board lined up. And then by the time this rolls around next year, Mourinho will already be out of a job and we'll be able to come snag him up.
Hey, what? We can't coach a club team and a national team? Has FIFA been lying to me this whole time? I can't do both?
Well, I can't remember. Who was the last guy to do that?
I don't know.
Ronald Koeman?
I have no idea.
Was he coaching Netherlands the same time that he was coaching Barca? I don't know. I think he stepped down from the Netherlands.
Probably. I don't think that anyone has ever actually done it. I think FIFA, the video game, is what we're talking about. Just threw that in as a wrench, because you can get tired of playing just the club shit. And you probably, let's be real, you're going to be dominating that shit after 2 years.
I wonder if they got somebody way back in the day, Beckenbauer was a player coach for Bayern Munich and was also the player coach for West Germany or something like that. Some Bill Russell type shit. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how far back we'd have to go.
I don't know.
That's too far back for me to go, Terry. I'm out of energy. I'm out of juice. I think this has reached an amicable conclusion for the Kickin' It podcast.
Oh,
if only I could say the same thing about Kyrie Irving and the rest of his teammates.
Apparently, it was 5 managers who did club and national. Sorry to fuck up your outro, but I'll read that another time when we give a fuck.
Yeah. Who was the last person to manage the national team and a 4th division semi-pro Italian team? Could you tell me that?
No one else but us, baby. No one else but us. But yeah, man, that's it. Friday, what we doing, baby? What we doing on Friday? Super Bowl?
Super Bowl preview, baby. Super Bowl preview. Getting into it. Full analysis. Everything like that.
Yep.
All football on Friday. We'll come back. We'll talk some NBA. We'll talk some soccer. Barcelona's 8 points up in La Liga. Madrid dropping more points. Vinicius getting racially abused every game. La Liga getting to the bottom of it, though.
Saying that for 20 fucking years.
Yeah. We'll give you the results of their concluded investigation on Friday when we check in with you guys.
Yeah.
Until then, Italy continue to stand up.
Just NFL Friday. That's pretty much going to be it. Super Bowl. But if the NBA does some Kevin Durant shit, we might sneak on.
Yeah, we might have to have an emergency pod. If a big time star, aka
Definitely.
Kevin Durant, is traded before the deadline, we'll have to come do an emergency join as well.
Yeah, not for sure. But until then, North Carolina, continue to stand up.
Brooklyn, continue to sit down.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.